Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 6 rounds in the lightweight division. Brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, along with their great sponsors, Riot Season, 32 Red, That Prize Guy, and Unibet. Our timekeeper is Stephen Pucci, and when the bell rings, our referee in charge and scoring this contest will be Kieran McCann. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He comes to the ring wearing black with pink and weighed in officially at 9 stone, 8 pounds. Coming to us from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, he brings a professional record consisting of 5 wins, 8 defeats, 5 draws, 2 of those 5 wins coming by way of a knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Alexander El Tyson Morales. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing black with gold and weighed in officially at 9 stone, 10 pounds. Hailing from West Sussex, England, he had a stellar amateur career, becoming a national champion, and now as a professional is undefeated with 5 victories. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Joseph Bad Boy Butler.
Alexander, in come. Joseph, here. Right, boys, listen up. You both know the rules. You will obey my command at all times. When I tell you to break, break clean. Take a step back, throw no punches. Mind your heads in close, and most importantly, lads, protect yourself at all times, all right? Shake hands.
Well, here we go, bout number 2 of the evening here on the South Coast in Bournemouth at the International Centre.
Round 1.
Joseph Butler looking very cool and calm in the black and gold shorts, comes lunging out with a straight left hand against El Tyson in the black and pink from Mexico. And I've got to say, guys, he really did look very comfortable in there before that first bell went, didn't he, Archie?
Yeah, definitely. I'm intrigued by this one. We were saying yesterday at the weigh-in, we both got the good names for it, ready for it.
Yeah, that's it for sure. And you know what? Butler came in with an air of confidence, man. He had a smile on his face. He looks like he was born for it, like you were saying. He looks like he's from a fighting family, and it looks like another day in the office for him. And we'll see what Morales has to offer. He's got good movement so far, but obviously it's very early in the fight.
Yeah, he's not here to hang about, is he? He's looking to get this kid out of here.
Well, Butler, doing my research for this fight, just said that he loves the fighting and the sparring part. If he could just do that and get rid of the rest of the stuff, the running and the pad work, etc., he would. It's just what he really enjoys doing and what he lives for. And like I said in the intro, he comes from a fighting family, and he is getting straight down to business here at the Bic. And the shots which you're throwing are pretty heavy shots, and we're just a couple of feet away from both of these fighters, and you can hear them thud as they land.
Yeah, he's putting in some oomph into them shots. It's good. It's exciting for us, especially with being so close. You can feel the shots.
Morales is from the fighting city in Mexico known as Guadalajara. Many of you will know Canelo Alvarez being from Guadalajara, but also doing a bit of research. There are so many multiple weight world champions, Mexicans, who have come from that city. So it's a real fighting city in itself, but the Mexican finds himself on the back foot, and he's just having to dig deep here and come back and try and fight Butler off.
Is there a little cut there? I think there's a cut from Butler.
Yeah, Cutler is cut just above
The right eye.
Sorry, Butler is cut just above the right eye.
And that's a that's always something you got to be careful when, you know, orthodox versus a southpaw. It's the head clashes that could come through. I think it may have been a head clash because I think Morales is throwing some shots back and he's caught him clean, but I don't know if it's been, you know, caused from a shot.
Yeah, I agree.
But speaking on Morales being Mexican, they're as tough as it gets, I'll be honest. So he's sustaining all the pressure on the shots, but he's still there in his game.
He'll definitely be game. Morales turned over as a pro at 16 years old is something which is very common in Mexico, and they are as tough as they come, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly that. They are. Well, it speaks for itself. You know, all the great champions, the great fighters that have come from there. This kid seems tough. Like I say, Butler come out, he wasn't hanging around, and he's managed to weather that first round. And it'll be interesting to see how Butler is moving forward, because no one wants to punch himself out. That's another thing you've got to be careful of in this early on in your career. You don't want to start punching yourself out to please the crowd, you know.
I was going to touch on that, Ezra. This is a 6-round contest. He'd come out with his foot on the gas in that round. Maybe a little too fast on the start, or are you confident he'll be all right and he'll see it through?
I'll be honest, I'm not too sure. I don't really know too much about Butler. Obviously, he seems very excited to get to it straight away, and that's great. If you can sustain that pressure for 6 rounds, it's doable, it's possible, but if you can't, it can be a long night in there. So for his sake and his team's sake, he can.
Well, let's see how this round goes. Will it be the same start that it was in the first round? Butler straight out in that southpaw stance in those black and gold shorts with the white boots and putting the pressure on immediately. Nice little turn there from Butler as he threw a 1-2 upstairs and the lead hook into the body.
Yeah, I think Butler's best off working the body here with the Mexican.
Yeah, what he's doing right now, staying in front of him, you know, enforcing his presence. This is what he needs to do. This is less energy exerting as well. And as you can see, he's popping his shots a bit better. He's not smothering it.
And he got caught there, didn't he, Butler, with that lead hook, but retaliated, and I think it was a straight left hand which got through and hit Morales. It looks like in this round so far, Butler looking to just gauge that distance and get it right, where before he was smothering him and not giving him any time to breathe or think.
Yeah, he's getting that right foot just on the outside of the orthodox stance, which is exactly what he needs to be doing really as a southpaw. He's working that well.
I'd like to see a bit more from Morales. I know he's probably waiting and just, you know, gauging what Butler has, but again, time's ticking and he's not really doing too much as of trying to win the round, I don't believe.
He just seems to be, the Mexican just seems to be kind of biding his time, doesn't he, and waiting for an opportunity, and he might leave it too late. Yeah. Butler just being nice and busy with that jab, isn't he? Trying to kind of disrupt any attacks which Morales is even thinking about making.
Yeah, it's good work from Butler. This is the type of boxing I'd probably like to see, even from round 1, just because he's using his lead on well. He's drawing out shots. He's able to pick certain shots, as you can see, and he's not falling in. And that's, I think the first round is falling in quite a bit, and that's where he got caught. And he probably would have avoided the head clash as well if he boxed like this. But it's much better from Butler, I believe. Yeah,
Butler looks very well schooled. You can see that boxing has been in him for a long time because he's very well schooled.
For sure.
Butler has been boxing since he was around 5 years old. That's when he kind of remembers the first time sticking a pair of boxing gloves on.
Yeah, you can definitely tell.
And then I think he turned over relatively young as well and just thought that the pro game would suit him a bit better. And there were some challenges, well, there has been some challenges since 2019 when he turned over as a pro, but they're behind him now and he's focused and ready to try and have a nice, busy, active 2025. And this is solid work from Butler, who just stands there in the centre of the ring and puts his shots together nicely.
He's looking for that solar plex with the left.
A more composed round there, Ezra, from Butler. Certainly wasn't like the first round.
Yeah, very good. Like I said, that's my type of boxing. You know, being technical, looking for the shot, seeing what's there instead of trying to force it. Again, Morales, he can still be someone to worry about because he hasn't done too much, so we don't really know what he's got. We know that he's tough and he's durable, clearly. but again, this is round 3 coming up, and he hasn't done too much. Butler seems like he's on top, and he's probably only going to rise in confidence.
Butler is 2 rounds up comfortably, Archie.
Yeah, comfortably 2 rounds up. I'm just looking at him now in the corner. He looks relaxed, looks composed, smiling away there. So yeah, I think his fitness level seems to be good. And I say that because people think, well, it's only round 2, but you know where he's early on in his career. Sometimes, when I was saying about out-punching yourself, doing too much too early, but it doesn't seem like it's affecting him. Like he's ready to get straight to that centre.
Well, here we go, round 3 of this one, scheduled for 6.
Yeah, we keep saying Morales is going to touch the gloves, just to let people know you can't do that in professionals. You shouldn't do that. You could get knocked out doing that too.
Yeah, Butler was having none of that. And he's just having a look there, trying to fire off that straight left hand of his. He's yet to stop anyone in his professional career so far, but I remember when he was an amateur and just hearing little whispers about this kid on the South Coast who was heavy-handed in the amateurs, and this is good work here from Butler, who landed and sunk in a nice straight left hand, and a flurry of punches came before it and afterwards.
Yeah, that was very good work, but again, he started throwing his combinations, probably got a bit careless with his defense and got caught by Morales, but that was very good work overall though.
I must say, this is the first time I've seen Butler, and I'm very impressed with what he's doing.
Yeah, I like it too.
Morales really needs to get a bit busier, in my opinion. He hasn't done anywhere near enough in the 2 opening rounds. But do you think I'm being unfair in saying that? And that's because of the good work which Butler's doing and not allowing him to?
Yeah, I think he's just a little bit too cautious to want to throw with Butler, because Butler has got speed and obviously he packs power as well. So I think he's just a little bit wary to let his hands go in case he gets caught flush.
Yeah, but he is game enough to throw a shot in the exchange that will stop, I guess, Butler's combinations. He's still making it difficult. As you can see, he keeps moving back. He's got his guard up. As you can see, look, he's not... Or not.
Well, when he got caught there, and most of the shots...
These are the exchanges I was on about that Butler needs to be careful for, because he's throwing overhand rights and lefts. When you're throwing shots, it's easy to get caught with those type of shots, and those are the ones that you don't see, and those are the worst ones.
Most of the shots, certainly in this round, which Butler has thrown, have been soaked up on the gloves of Morales, but he does get through ever so often with some shots like that one there, that straight left hand, and then he digs in a right hook under the left elbow of the Mexican, and you could just see the air leave his lungs on that one as he takes a deep breath and tries to get himself back into the fight.
Yeah, that was a beautiful flurry.
As I was saying earlier in the previous round about the body shots, I think that'll work well with, because you do get fighters where sometimes you can throw the kitchen sink at them and they can take it all day round the head, but at the end of the day, the body will break if he keeps chopping away downstairs. I think that's probably his best bet at the minute. Yeah,
100%, 100%. You can. It's crazy. You can take shots to the head, but you know the shots to the body, doesn't matter how many abs you have. You keep hitting that, you're gonna fold at some point.
Good. Well, there's a bit of mixture in that round. I felt like we saw a little bit of what we saw in the first round and a bit of what we saw in the second round combined there. He's starting to get into his groove now, isn't he, Ezra?
Yeah, I feel like it. Morales could be coming back with, I think that's probably the most he's done this round, but that was also the most he's been in danger throughout the whole fight. And it's a good fight though. Like we were saying, we was obviously skeptical Butler could keep this up, but he looks like he's just getting better and better, man. And it's a joy to watch.
Agree with that, Archie?
Yeah, definitely agree with that. I think just looking now at Butler, he seems like, he looks really composed in the corner. He's looking well.
You're not just looking at the body language of Alexander Morales in the away corner in that red corner there, and he's not necessarily breathing really heavily and doesn't seem too flustered. And he's up and ready to go quickly, but it would just be nice to see a little bit more from him.
And I'm sure Butler's probably looking to get this stoppage. You would like it, but Morales is making it seem too difficult to be able to get that on him, just because of how, composed he is when he's under fire. But I feel like he needs to back him up into the ropes to get, a good opportunity to probably get that stoppage.
Yeah, as Morales keeps moving, he's just making Butler have to keep resetting.
Butler nice and composed in the first 30 seconds of this round, but still being busy enough to make sure the referee, Kieran McCann, knows he's the person who's doing the most, because he's the person scoring this fight. And I think you're right, Archie. I think he's looking for that shot, isn't he? He's looking for something big, a nice big straight left hand or something which he can land and try and get the job done.
Yeah, and like I say, look for that bolo left. As I said, he threw it, just trying to get on that solar plex. Body shot.
Really good body shot there. Left hook under the right elbow of Morales.
Like I say, when he's hitting Morales in the face, there's not much facial expression, but when he catches him around the body, I feel like he's getting somewhere with him.
Yeah, I feel like Butler's probably landed the cleaner shots to his body, you know, around the sides of his body. And if you see, he makes a great angle when he goes to the right. That shot right there going to the body, and I feel like if he lands that to the solar plex, it could be, you know, cause some serious damage.
Corner have done well with the cut as well. That's not bothering him.
Morales going through the motions, defending well the majority of the time, but it's still getting caught. And Kieran McCann there just having a word with Joseph Butler about a shot round the back of the head.
Nice.
And the blood just starting to trickle down the face of Butler again. Be a bit of work to do in that corner when he goes back. Not much though. Don't think it's having too much of an effect, but not ideal by any means.
It'd be nice to see Butler just touch a little bit more upstairs and then whip the body shots in.
I feel like Butler's enjoying this now. Seeing him throw a few shots and he stuck his tongue out. And you know what? You may as well enjoy it at this time. Look, as you can see, he's showing a bit of flair. And it's always nice to see, I guess.
And the Mexican's loving that. Look at the facial expressions on him. I'll tell you what, one of the things I love about this sport so much is when you see, you know, characters and fighters like that, you know, like they might go out there, get an absolute pace and get their body smothered with shots. And there's a huge grin on their face and they're dancing back to the corner.
You can't explain this sport.
You can't at all. You can't at all. This is Darren. You feel alive when you get hit. When you take shots, you feel alive. It doesn't make any sense, but to boxers it does. And to Morales, he looked like he had probably in that last 10 seconds. He looked like he had the most fun in the whole fight.
Never seen him look so happy since he arrived in sunny Bournemouth, mind you. We didn't see him at the fish and chip parlour, did we, on the pier? They're loving this. Look, we're giving it just a wink there. And big smiles all round as he gets ready to go out for the next round. What a bonkers sport we work in. And here we go, round 5, a penultimate round of this contest. And Joseph Butler has done a good job so far of showing those people who didn't know who he was, who he is.
Yeah, Butler's good. This fight has been very good. If you haven't seen Butler before, which I haven't, and Archie said he hasn't either, you know, it's a good fight to lay eyes on for the first time, for sure.
Yeah, definitely excited to see him back out again. Being the first time I watched him tonight, definitely keeping a close eye on his career.
And Butler just looking to establish that jab every moment of every round. He's really worked it nicely, body and head, just changing the levels, setting up his other shots with it. A nice defense work there from the Mexican Morales. And there are some very Mexican instructions coming from the red corner.
Yeah, they're very vocal.
Very. I heard a rebound. That means
Yeah,
go,
that's
right?
it,
Come
yeah.
on, hurry or something like that.
Vamos, vamos.
That's the one. Go, go, go. That's what Morales needs to do. But I think Butler's very much in control. I think the confidence probably maxed out now. As you can see, he's throwing his shots at will and he's landing whenever he wants. He looks good doing it too.
Indeed, this has become a bit like target practice, but Morales got through there with a left hook, and the sweat just bounced off of Butler's head and glimmered in the brightness of the lights in the centre of this ring in Bournemouth, and that seems to have woken him up a little bit there, because he's thrown a flurry of punches there, and every single one of them he's really sunk in. Lovely straight left down there from Butler. Solid work there from Joseph Butler.
Yeah, they sound really like thudding shots. Being so close.
Yeah, they sound hard.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They sound like you can punch.
Very hard. See, but Morales got a cranium made out of concrete or something, or I'm missing the trick here. But they sound very hard, and they look very good too.
Well, I've got to say, Morales, as we come to the end of this 5th round, with 1 to go, this is probably the most lively we've seen him so far.
Yeah, very tough.
Well, this is what you've got coming up later on. Mace Rueg fighting Liam Dillon. Charles Franken back for the first time in a couple of years. Always enjoy watching him. A very talented fighter. Karol Atauma is back in a 6th rounder. He's the older brother of Moses Atauma. Luke McCormack, the famous Luke and Pat McCormack twins, back in action, looking to make it 3-0. Then the co-main event is the South Coast, Louis Edmondson versus Nigeria's Kajawa. And then, of course, the big one, our main event this evening, is Ryan Garner, who takes on Salvador Jimenez for the European Super Featherweight title. But there we go, touch of the gloves for the 6th and final round, which has been, let's be honest, a one-sided contest 95% of the time, but somehow it's still been pretty enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, it's been a good fight. It's been a good fight from both men. You know, Morales, he's done a great job of obviously defending himself, making it a bit harder for Butler, but Butler's managed to do what I feel like he's came to do. You know, he displayed his skills. He's a very skillful boxer. He's got a bit of flair as well. And yeah, I'm looking forward. Me personally, I'm looking to see what he can do with his career.
I think that's well said, Ezra. He's one of those fighters now that you'll see on a fight poster, and you'll stick around to make sure that you watch him.
Yeah, for sure.
This fight, I think, was needed as well. Like it says here, he's turned pro in 2019.
That's correct,
so
yeah.
he's only had 5 fights. So yeah, I think this is good rounds in the bank, you know.
Definitely.
Really relaxed, stylish boxing now from Joseph Butler, who's enjoyed himself the whole time, but is just in his groove nicely now. And that was a decent overhand left from him, which landed on the face of the Mexican, Alexander Morales, and just slightly knocked him off balance. And then he's straight back to that centre of the ring, working those straight shots.
And Butler's definitely kept up the work rate all the way through. I haven't seen him fade off. He's come straight out to the centre, ready to go and put shots together. So work rate's been good as well.
Yeah, it's been very good. He's been consistent. He's throwing 3s and 4s. And obviously at the later rounds, regardless of how many rounds you're doing, it's still a harder task to do other than how he was doing at the start. And he's keeping it up. That was about 6 shots right there.
Flurries, yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
I think consistent's a really good word to use for this performance, because you're right, he has gone through every single round in the same style there or thereabouts. It's exciting to watch because the work rate's there. You know, he doesn't really kind of take a moment off. He's always doing something, whether that's feinting, move his head, or he's kind of constantly doing some sort of attack.
Yeah, and for fans, that's going to keep your eyes glued, you know. When we see any stagnation or people standing around not doing too much, it's easy to switch off. But with Butler, he keeps you switched on. It's pretty good.
He looks very relaxed, very comfortable. He's got a bright future as well.
But I would like to see Morales do a little bit more. I feel like he's got a bit more in the locker that he's not really bringing out. But
We want to see that L. Tyson.
That's what, yeah, that's what we want to see.
Well, only 10 seconds left to go in this 6th and final round, which has been a very comfortable fight for Joseph Butler, who has his gum shield knocked out in the last couple of seconds of the round. But the two embrace and show a lot of love and a lot of respect for each other, which is another one of the big reasons we all love boxing, because they can do that and then show the utmost respect straight afterwards. And great to see Morales going over to the corner of Butler and big smiles on his face. Well, I tell you what, Morales is the happiest I've seen him in the fight's over.
And I wouldn't be surprised if I see him do a backflip right now.
Well, Kieran McCann will get the two fighters together. We know which way this one's going. Thomas Triver has the scores, and we shall hear them now.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, our referee in charge, Kieran McCann, scores the contest 60-54 for your winner. And still undefeated, Joseph "Bad Boy" Butler.